it's funny because, and I think you were one that went on, I put out something saying I was going to do a topic on medicinal mushrooms, and a bunch of people wrote in like, oh, we're going to get high with the dogs. We're going to start. So I think we need to define what we mean by a medicinal mushroom and a hallucinogenic mushroom. So let's start there. Let's define that, what we're talking about, before we have all these dogs running around, you know, doing some weird stuff. Can you help us out there a little bit?
Yeah, Jeremy?
Sure. So mushrooms are part of the fungi family, and there's thousands and thousands of different sorts of mushrooms. So the ones that we work with are what we would call medicinal, in the sense that, and some of them are gourmet. They're edible and medicinal. Medicinal in the sense that they have compounds in them that are beneficial to humans and to pets, to mammals. So a lot of these mushrooms, I'll address the psychedelic. These are non-psychedelic mushrooms. Totally legal, and you can get them, you know, anywhere. Some of them you can get at your grocery store, and some of them you can get on, you know, different places that's, you know, herbal shops.
Right.
Some of them grow only in the wild, and some of them we can cultivate. And then there's, you know, techniques that we can use to get the medicinal benefits of the ones that only grow in the wild. So.
Hi, and welcome to the Spawdcast. My name is Carrie Hyde, and I'm your host and your pet's life coach. Today we're going to be talking about medicinal mushrooms. So I brought with me some very good experts, and of course I brought with me Whitney Arruda. Hi, Whitney.
Hello, Carrie.
Whitney is the manager over at the spa. Some of you know her, some of you don't, but Whitney is very interested in the subject because at the spa we see so many animals that are suffering from so many medical problems and so much interesting stuff that we see, and we want to be able to help not only our clients, but we want to be able to help our listeners. And so one of the struggles that we deal with a lot at the spa, wouldn't you agree, Whitney, is the information that is out there and that's available, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of times Whitney and I will be talking to our clients, and then they'll say, well, my vet says no. And so
it's pretty limited.
It limits us in what we can do to help you through nutrition and those kind of things. Well, this topic can be a little bit confusing, hard to understand, you know, so I had to bring in some really good people to talk about this. Not just one, but we needed to bring in two people. So I want to introduce you right now to Sean Zyer. Sean, hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
We're doing great. You're doing great. And with Sean is his friend and accomplice, maybe a little bit, I don't know, Jeremy Widmann. Jeremy, hi, how are you?
I'm awesome. Thanks for having us.
Awesome. So Sean, tell us a little bit about you and how you got into, and then, you know, just kind of explain a bit how your background, a little bit about how you got into helping animals.
Yeah, that's my favorite story to tell. So just real quick, Jeremy is from Boulder Hemp, and he's part of our sister company, and we share our facility and our production together. But I started Earth Buddy with my partner Sarah because I had a dog that was 13, so I have a soft spot for old dogs. And I had a dog that was 13. We adopted her from a family member, and she was having cluster seizures, upwards of 20 plus a day, and basically was emaciated, not eating anything, on some pretty heavy duty pharmaceuticals. And they weren't managing those seizures. So basically we looked at everything under the sun, from diet to supplements, to try to help her and just give her some quality of life before we have to make that tough decision. I didn't think we'd have her longer than 30 days. I said, you know, we'll just feed her whatever, give her, you know, as much stuff that I know about from the nutrition standpoint, and we'll see what happens. Well, throughout that process, we partnered with Boulder Hemp, and we started heavily dosing CBD for Kiva was her name. And then we obviously switched her to a more whole food based diet, mostly raw, and supplemented things like medicinal mushrooms. So we were doing this as pet owners to start with. My background is in the pet food industry. I've worked for a couple different pet food companies and pet food distribution. So I got to see a lot of these products coming out, and throughout that process, I was able to kind of put a diet plan and a supplement plan that really helped her. We ended up reducing her seizures down significantly just through diet and supplements, and we kept her around another 1.5 years.